There's no there there. Those were the president's words this week when he was asked about the classified documents found over the last few months.
There's nothing there. I have no regrets. I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do. It's exactly what we're doing. There's no there there. Thank you. All right.
But this morning, it turns out there is even more there than first thought. Federal investigators from the Department of Justice seized more than half a dozen items from the president's Wilmington home on Friday, including some documents marked classified, after the search of a sitting president's home dramatically escalates the political fallout, if not the legal problems, after the White House consistently tried to downplay the significance all week.
Do you think that the White House should come to the table, talk to Republicans about some cuts in spending in exchange for raising the debt ceiling?
At the time, Vice President Joe Biden did exactly that.
But you just heard Dick Durbin, the number 2 Senate Democrat, saying times are different now and should be.
We just respectfully disagree. Every American has to live within a budget. If they don't, they're in trouble financially. Every business that's successful has to live within a budget. Every state has to live within a budget. Shouldn't the federal government have some guardrails that say, hey, guys, you're overreaching here and you're overspending?
So just to be clear, Democrats and Republicans in a bipartisan way reach an understanding, reach an agreement as it relates to the debt limit. The president would accept that.
We've been very clear. There should not be any negotiations around here. We should not be stepping around dealing with the debt ceiling. We've been incredibly clear here. But we've been really clear. We will not, there will not be any negotiations over the debt ceiling. We will not do that. Not be used as a political football. That is not how we should be moving forward here. Our outreach is deliberate to ensure Congress knows that the debt ceiling must be addressed, again, without condition.
I want to play something that you said last year about the classified documents found at his Mar-a-Lago resort.
It is a literal outrage for the president to take this important information down to his home in Florida and then store it in a closet with traffic, people back and forth in his resort and golf course is an outrage.
Is it also an outrage for the current president to have what appears to be multiple classified documents in multiple locations?
At its heart, the issue is the same. Those documents should not have been in the personal possession of either Joe Biden or Donald Trump. But what happened and followed from it is significantly different.
So then if the Oversight Committee tries to knit together a quilt that includes Hunter Biden, these classified documents, as Chair Comer said on PBS the other night, influence peddling by the Biden administration, this effect to connect the dots that way, would that be an investigation that the administration would take seriously?
Well, we'll see what they're going to do. I mean, I think that they can say a lot, put out a lot of press releases, do a lot of media interviews, but we'll take a look at the letters that they send. We'll take a look at their actual investigative actions, and we'll respond to the Congress as appropriate. I think that it's just very clear that a lot of these things are rooted in false conspiracy theories.
Can you give us a sense of how many classified documents we are now talking about total across all 3 locations?
Sure, it's a good question. And actually the answer to it is a little bit complicated because of this point that I'm making about the integrity of an ongoing Justice Department investigation. The Justice Department is going to be looking at all sorts of questions like that throughout their investigation. We want to be very, very careful.
The debt ceiling is supposed to reach its ceiling on Thursday. How do you see this debt ceiling fight playing out? What's your strategy for getting an agreement?
So look, we have been very clear on this, and I said it at the top, I said it on Friday, and I'll say it today, so has the president. This should not be political brinksmanship. We should be dealing with the debt ceiling without conditions. It is important. We're not going to work our way around this. We're not going to negotiate on this.
Is the president going to sit down with Republicans and talk about this?
Again, this is something that should be done without conditions. We have been very, very clear about that. We are not going to be negotiating over the debt ceiling.
The White House has no intention of sitting down with Leader McCarthy on the debt ceiling in the coming month or at all. What
we're saying here is that we've been very, very clear. It was clear at the top. It was clear when I was just asked this question. Congress is going to need to address the debt without conditions. and it's just that simple. There should be no hostage taking here. There should be no attempts to exploit the debt ceiling or to leverage it. We're going to be very, very clear about that. What I am saying is that we have been very clear that this should be done. When we're talking about the debt ceiling, it should be done without conditions, and it should not be used as a political football. And so we have been clear on this. The president has been clear on this. It should not be used as a political weapon. We should not be putting it in a hostage situation. We should be dealing with this in a way that is responsible. We have been very, very clear from here about where we stand when it comes to the debt ceiling. I have been clear. The president has been clear. It should not be used as a political football. But again, he's looking forward to meeting with the speaker and continue to build on that relationship.